All right, guys, as promised, today we're gonna be in the kitchen making the almond flour gluten-free chocolate brownies. I actually found this on the back of my Kirkland brand Costco almond flour recipe, or my little bag here. It was on the back and I realized the only thing on here that was not keto is you needed a half a cup of sugar, which I knew was gonna be easy to swap out with a stevia-like sugar. And that's what we did. We're gonna go ahead and whip that up. If you guys are interested in seeing that recipe, then keep on watching. All right, to start off, you need 2 tablespoons of softened butter, a half a cup of sugar. I'm using the pure sugar baking blend, so the ratio is the same as sugar. So if you need a half a cup, you use a half a cup of sugar. And then 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of coconut milk or almond milk. I used coconut milk in this case. You actually need a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I ran out, so I'm using the cake batter, which is going to be a different variation. I'll tell you guys how that turns out. 1 cup of almond flour, a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, a pinch of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 cup of chopped almonds. So these were whole, we just chopped them ourselves. And then a 1/4 cup of, what I'm using is Lily's sweetened with stevia chocolate chips. I've got a 1/4 cup there. So that is basically the ingredients that you're gonna need for this recipe. Start off with putting the butter and the sugar in our bowl. And then we are going to allow that to mix together. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the egg to the mix and the coconut milk. Again, the recipe actually calls for almond, but I'm just using coconut because that's what I have on hand. We're gonna go ahead and blend that together. You also wanna go ahead and add your vanilla extract once your eggs have been beaten. All right, now we're gonna add our dry goods. So our 1 cup of almond flour, our 1/4 cup of unsweetened coconut milk, or cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, and then our sea salt, which we're using pink Himalayan salt, and our baking powder, which is just 1 teaspoon. We're gonna go ahead and take a little whisk and whisk all that delicious goodness together until all the clumps are out. And once that's finished, we're gonna go ahead and combine them together. Getting a little clumpy. I'm not sure if that's the type of sugar we used, but hopefully that will turn out okay in the end. So now we're gonna slowly start pouring in our base, our dry base. So we're gonna let this mix up, and then once it's got a nice brownie batter consistency, we're gonna go ahead and add our almonds and our chocolate chips. Go ahead and also preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now we're gonna slowly add in the almond bites and the chocolate chips, and then beat it on the lowest setting. So get it all nice and mixed up. And then we're gonna go ahead and start greasing our pan. All right, so this recipe requires an 8x8 pan. We don't have that, but we do have a pie dish. So that's what we're gonna do. We melted about half a tablespoon of coconut oil in the microwave, and now we're just gonna use a paper towel to kind of grease the entire pan. That way nothing sticks once we place the batter in the pan. All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and scoop our brownie batter into the glass dish and spread it evenly. All right, so now our pan is good to go, and as soon as our oven's preheated, we are gonna put it in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. So you'll obviously want to check it with a toothpick or whatnot to see when it's close to being done. And then what we're going to do while we wait for that is actually chop up some more almonds to top off for when it comes out of the oven. So let's get that going. All right, so it just came out of the oven here after 30 minutes, and I believe that's pretty good to go. So it's not really like liquidy, so I don't really know how we're gonna put the almonds on top and have them stay. So I think I'm just gonna not do that, and we'll do almonds per serving. So all right, so here's my little piece. It definitely came out a little more crumbly than anticipated. I'm gonna try it out and I will let you guys know. I cut it into 8 slices, and each slice is 2 net total carbs. So I will give it a taste test and let you know what I think. All right, guys, I'm gonna give those brownies a thumbs up. They definitely aren't your typical Betty Crocker brownies, but they are the next best thing. They had a nice crisp light top and nice and soft and chocolatey in the middle. So I loved it. And for 2 carbs, I definitely think 2 net carbs, I definitely think it's going to be something I reach for often when I'm trying to fulfill my sweet tooth. If you guys have any other recipes you'd like me to try, just leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.